Today, Junior? All right. There we are. We are live. Good evening, everybody. As you can see, we have all kinds of beautiful faces across this screen tonight. We will have some more be joining us. Actually, one just popped into queue. But we are going to do a recap of a marvelous 2-1. We have our guest co-host from last Sunday, Catfish and Crappie. Thank you again, Mark, for joining us tonight and for helping out last Sunday.
It was my pleasure.
We have the winner of the YouTube Catfish Couples Showdown, Creole Cat. Another round of applause for you. We have our second place winner, which is the weekend, unfortunately, sleepy and had to lay down, but his awesome better half, Christina, has joined us for the weekend angler. We have Kevin from Palmetto Cats, who was rocking the chicken. The best bank angler, Stan the Man Smith. Was you the only bank angler? No, we have one at the top here.
Dockery.
James Dockery Fishing.
We have both of them.
My buddy, my co-host.
Yeah.
I believe him and I were the only two bank anglers, and neither one of us managed to get the Dockery Award. So that's...
Well, I guess we'll let them count. Yeah, right now we have nobody that was with the Dockery Award on. I'm going to try this out. Hopefully we can get through this without stepping on each other too much. We will add these two fine folks, and we will be full, but we'll have people coming and going all night.
There we are.
Hey. We have another couple. Unfortunately, I know Patriot. Hopefully Donna gets to feeling better. She is sick, so keeping her in our thoughts. I know we'll have JP3 here in a little while. Roger is driving, going to try to make it, and then is as well. They're on their way back from Alabama, along with Catfish Weekly will also be in later. So, real quick, before we get started. Oh, yeah, I guess I should introduce these last two that just finally showed up. Just like about half of the people in our tournament, they showed up late. K&B Anglers, which is Calvin and Amy Jo. We love to see Amy Jo. Calvin, we're not so sure about. Pops may join us later as well. Quiet. Sonny Catnapper Parker. Hello. How are you all this evening?
Good, and you?
Can you hear us? All right. Yeah, we are good. In chat, we have Avid Fisherman, Catfish Weekly. Scrolling, Maurice, Chunky Cats, LG Bass. It's not scrolling for me. There we go. I've seen Kevin Baker with Ace Catfishing, Rex Blocker, Catfish Headhunter, Outside with the Haze. I'll try to keep up with you guys that are coming in and out. Pretty much everybody on screen has already said hi as well. And that is all I'm seeing as I scroll up. So, let's get started. One, thank you all for giving us a little more time. Did not steal a time over the last 2 weekends. But what a blast. I enjoyed it so hard. Obviously there was some trash talking coming up, and I am so glad that I was able to catch a few fish and not come up with a Dockery Award because I don't want anything Dockery in my house. Maybe Katie, I would let her in my house, but I would not let James. So what I wanted to talk is, I'm not sure what's going on here with my screen, but I think she's doing something in there to me. What I wanted to know is some of the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? What went well, what didn't go so well, and what made this so different than any other thing that you've done. So I think maybe if the easiest way that's going to do this, so we don't have everybody jumping in at once, maybe we just choose some people, and maybe Christina, because I think Christina might fall asleep on us tonight because she has to work too. But unlike Josh, she said, I am not missing this, and I want my turn to talk. So let's start off, Christina. What was some of your favorite things, and maybe some of the challenges?
It was just a really fun day. I will say that for us, the strawberry chicken did not work. We didn't get a single nibble on that. It was all fresh cut shad for us, and definitely the difficult part was with the live feed itself, because it was just sucking the cell phone battery dry, and trying to keep it charged for 6 hours straight was probably the most difficult thing, more than keeping signal.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know there's some people that'll say that the signal was definitely one of the most challenging parts. What do you think, K&B?
Oh yeah,
Calvin, I'm giving you
that
permission
by
to talk.
far was one of the grueling. I am talking. Can you not talk? Can you not hear me?
Uh-oh.
But that was probably one of the most brutal tournaments I'd ever been in.
Signal
I'll say that. I'm already when I'm in a tournament, I'm already in tournament mode, so I'm focused, and it's like you add the element of the constant live stream. So there's things that you're not exactly supposed to do, or you don't want others to see, but yet it happens, and it did happen twice for me. But it was again, it was probably one of the most brutal tournaments I'd ever been in.
So besides the cell phone, I mean, our boat ran into some troubles with. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
But obviously the cell phone service, it did take it different, right? It did make it very different in where you may have wanted to fish versus where you had to fish. I know for us, that's not where I would have chosen. Now Creole, he had his spot for like months ready. He's been feeding them fish, all chicken.
No.
But
He was gonna have to.
But no, we had fished there twice before. My brother and I found that spot a month before the tournament, and we always fish that spot because that's where we catch all of our small ones at to put in the freezer.
Yeah, you didn't make any special stops with a 40-pound bag of dog food through the week, did you?
No. You don't have
Pop
to.
the holes in it. Yeah.
There's I wish I could have shown y'all my screen on my Lowrance. The threadfin shad were so thick in there, it would fool my Lowrance that the water was only 8 feet deep instead of 25 feet. They were just stacked up in there solid.
Wow.
And everything was coming in there and coming feed. And they always do that when that gate is like that.
That's pretty cool. Mr. Palmetto, what about you? What made it? What was the high and low things for you, right? That you really liked and maybe struggled with being out there?
Well, we didn't catch many fish. That was the first one. But we didn't have a problem with the cell phone signal because we weren't where we wanted to fish. The lake was too rough, and I definitely wasn't taking Anna out there. She wouldn't have had any fun. But that it really wasn't nothing to complain about. I mean, it was chilly, but it wasn't freezing, not to me anyway. You always wish the bite was better, but I mean, we had bait. I think the thing I liked the most was just showing everybody how we do things, without any pauses or cuts or edits. I think that was pretty cool. And I think that's really unique of the tournament. And that's why I like it a lot.
Anna says it was cold and very bold and a lot of exclamation points.
Well, I
But
mean,
yeah.
she is like
I wondered
third of my size. I got a little more insulation.
Well, I wondered too, like what you were just talking about, right? Is the added element to keeping a cell phone service, not being able to fish where you may want to fish in most cases, where you might have planned, but the added pressure of trying to catch fish live. And if anybody has ever seen any of my live feeds up till now, catching a freaking fish live is hard to do. A lot of us struggle when we go live to catch a fish live. So one fish is sometimes will just make your day. 23 fish makes you a freaking rock star. A 42-pound blue cat makes you a rock star, right, Sonny Parker?
Well, I don't know about a rock star, but we had,
hey,
no.
that fish, and I want to throw that out there too. That fish, one of the things that, I thought of quite a bit, and then ended up doing it the week before the tournament started, was rolling out that we would do the charity thing, right?
Right.
And thank you again to all the donations that went to that. Creole Creole won the tournament and was able to make a donation with all the proceeds that came in. That was $335 that went to the Autism Research Institute. So
Nice.
our community, we continue to be all and generous with that kind of stuff, right? And then we have Creole, who then steps up and says, I will match $ per pound of the big fish, and that person can then donate to their charity, right? And Janice DeMint, going into the last day, was holding that record, and she's all, I'm going to get that. And then here comes Sonny Parker, who lands a freaking behemoth of 42 pounds without the net, right? Or 44. It was 44 with the net.
Right.
So then our leader Creole, what does he do? He messaged me and sided it up $50. So we had a second donation of $50 that went to the Hope Crisis. Was it the Hope Crisis? What was it, Sonny? I've done forgot now.
Yeah, it was the Hope Crisis
Hope
Center.
Crisis Center, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So total $385, and I thought that was just wonderful.
And Creole, thank you for doing that. That was very
thank
nice.
you all again for all of that. Definitely appreciate that.
Look, the
Yeah.
The idea literally hit me like a ton of bricks. I really think somebody spoke to me and said, "Hey, you need to do this. This is the right thing to do." I wanted to recognize big fish of the tournament. I think that's a very important thing. Being the head hunter that I am, I put more weight on a big fish than anything else. I wanted to recognize that, and I really think I was spoken to and said, "Hey, this is an idea. I think we can do this." And then once I brought the idea forth, then I heard your story about where it was going to. That was my confirmation. That's why I was spoken to right there. That story.
Awesome. That's awesome. And the reason I picked the Hope Crisis, the reason I picked the Hope Crisis is, one, we're all out there as couples which is very important, for family and fishing. And another is because I had a cousin of mine that was killed with domestic violence.
Yeah, when you mentioned that, and knowing, even though I would have loved to catch a monster, I would decide for keeping it the rest of the day. I really thought that was very awesome that you'd be able to put the money towards something to help fight, because that is a real problem in a lot of different areas. So let's switch gears here. So we did have, like said, a couple of bank fishermen, and every day seemed a little bit different challenges. But I'm wondering if this is going to go Stan Smith, since right now he's the only one from day one of the tournament. Was it harder to fish the first day not knowing what to expect versus maybe if you would have went the last day, like some of us did? Because we had added pressure that I'll talk about afterwards.
In hindsight, definitely, because I would have had one of these to begin with. It's hooked up to my phone now. Now I don't leave home without it. It's an extra battery pack. I wouldn't have had to make all those extra trips back to the car for the batteries dying so quickly. That's number one. But just, you think, okay, I'm going from the bank. All I got to do is go park, walk out to the spot, and fish. How hard can that be? Well, we did some
harder than people realize.
Well, there was a spot that I wanted to go to that I know we can. There's a couple of spots I know you can always catch fish. If you're just looking to catch some eaters or catch, there's a couple spots. Well, the first one that I knew I wanted to go to, there was absolutely, I think I had one bar of like not even 3G, so it was you couldn't even get a text through. So that spot was out. Then that morning, we went to some other spots that did have good service, and there was no fish. We fished for the 2 days before the tournament with nothing. So then we get to the morning of the tournament, and everybody still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, lost.
Okay.
Nope.
Wow.
He'll come back. Oh, why we got that going on? So, yeah, I know, right? See, you can't even get service in your house sometimes, and we're trying to get you guys to keep service on water. So for me, talking about that though, I wondered how much harder it was going to be, because you really don't know what to expect after the first day or two. You kind of start seeing what other people are doing, and you can kind of plan a little bit differently, right? But at the back end, you also have challenges of what you want to do, because on day two, Creole Catfishing comes strolling in an hour late with his cool sunglasses on and puts on a clinic in the first half an hour.
I know, right?
And leaves us with a day that the following week, the whole week, I'm going, how in the world are we going to catch this guy? And the Weekend Angler, they had a great showing. What did you guys end up with? I think it was 13? Where's my score guy?
Yeah, we had 13 that actually counted. We caught a couple that didn't count. So, I mean, if you want to throw those in now, I mean, we still won't touch them. We tried.
Let's throw them in. Because
was there any point you thought
they
are?
Was there any?
Yours are not going to be counted in any shape or form, Dockery. Is there any way? Yeah, was there any point that you thought, all right, this is heating up, we may be able to put a chance of catching him at some point in this day?
Well, early in the morning when we had back to back, I mean, I'm like, okay, maybe we got a shot. But you never know. Some days, like, the bite's on really early and then it just gives out. And some days it doesn't seem to catch on until later. For us, the thing we noticed was, like, when the sun came out, the fish started biting. When the clouds came back, not so much. So,
Interesting.
Here's
I think I'm getting him here.
If that counts for anything, I thought there was a point y'all gonna catch me. I started getting nervous.
I thought they were going to start making a run. I've heard a lot of things about Wren Lake lately, and I really thought they were going to start making that catch back.
we tried. Next year, Creole. Next year.
Honestly, if it wasn't for all the silver cats, James Dockery could have caught you. But the only thing that he could catch was drum that day, right? So
I'm going to tell you guys. So I hadn't really fished that spot in a long time, and when we pulled up there, and all I saw were jugs.
Here we go.
No, I'm dead serious about this. There were so many commercial jugs all up and down that river, and it was heartbreaking. And one of the guys that you guys saw, he pulled up there, and I walked over and showed you what he had in his live well. I mean, there were monster flatheads in that live well. So we decided we were going to move down the spot.
You gotta stay
and sure enough, there were more down there, and here come another commercial fisherman right up the line where we were fishing, and that was the end of it. It was just I at that point I was frustrated, and I was heartbroken, and thankful I caught what I did.
Probably.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go with that was your excuse as to why you weren't catching fish. Is that
no, I couldn't
fish
get
there in years. I did troll.
No, silver cats were just all over the place. So
you did get that bullhead though, right, James?
Sonny knows all about your game.
He caught a lot of silver cats.
Yeah, I think we need to go back and review that because we may have to take one away from Docker.
Yeah, you review it all you want, guys. It was a flathead. Y'all saw it.
All I know is it's drummer boy.
Right. Hey,
I'll take that any day of the week after not having to put that sticker on the back of my truck.
Anna Lakin wants to know what silver cats are. That's what happens when all you can catch, Anna, are drum, and you have to rename them just so you can think that you caught a fish in the tournament. Unlike how you and Kevin actually caught fish, and I believe that the brim that Anna caught more than every catfish that Dockery caught. Just throw it out there.
Actually, no.
We didn't have a rule measurement on there, but
you go back and watch the video. There was a decent sized blue cat in there. So, that's what happens when you don't go back and watch your own stream, Chad.
Is that the one that Katie caught?
Katie actually didn't catch a single thing that day until after.
If you would have actually, let her fish.
Little bitty.
Oh, we had some excitement from Amy Jo out there when she was fishing. We had quite a few PBs caught this weekend, these last 2 weekends too. Amy Jo, I think you broke yours. What? I can't hear you.
Yeah, actually, I broke it 3 different times. So my big, huge PB right now is 6.
That a girl.
I know that's
a girl
to everybody.
PBs are relative, You have to start somewhere. hers during the tournament. Her PB channel cat. Janice caught hers. That blue cat. But sometimes, right now, Dee has a PB blue and a PB channel cat. She does not have a PB flathead. So even if she caught one as small as James Dockery's, she would be excited right now. So never about catching a new PB. You have now caught that and added it to your bucket list, right? So
Exactly.
I think overall that kind of stuff was a win. There was some things that people have mentioned that I really never had even thought of when I put this together. Is stuff like, Patriot James is saying that his wife hadn't been out fishing with him in quite some time, and this put them back out on the water together, even though, it may have been for a little bit of time. I think, K and B, you were kind of same thing that, as far as catfishing and stuff like that, normally all you get to look at is pops on the other side of the boat. This time you actually got to look at the love of your life, right? And spend time with that person. And even though some of us spend way too time with our own half, it was actually getting ready to, or being able to get out and do it with. Somebody was.
Amy was saying that she doesn't twerk.
Everybody. Amy Jo, you don't twerk?
No, I don't have a
Thank
big
goodness.
enough booty to twerk.
You need to get. Calvin does.
You got
word,
that
no.
right.
So what other things did you guys? Ever seen Betty Jean Cross is in the chat right now. Hopefully she's getting close to home. But what other kind of things did you guys think that didn't maybe went well, or that we could maybe change for next time?
I don't know that you can change anything. That's the problem.
Anybody?
The only thing I would change for next time, I think we need to keep the couples tournament going as like an annual thing. So that's a specific thing. But maybe if we do other ones in between, where it's like what we've been talking about lately with.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to say, if you guys have not seen K&B Angler's new video that came out, I think he launched either yesterday, go watch the first part of that. It pretty much sums up, how hard this tournament actually is. I mean, you saw the emotion of people that, frustrated. Either they weren't catching a fish, or they lost signal at one point and missed a fish on camera. That's the struggle of this tournament, is you always have to keep, everything going 100%. And I think that, what he was saying about, you get to see the edited version, the clean edited version of all of us fishermen, and not, you got to see the true side of everybody. And of course, Kevin's came out. So.
Oh, in a big way. I'm actually, you didn't actually see it in the video because,
raise my hand.
Funny fact was that my GoPro decided it was going to quit right about the same time.
I know for me, I've never fished a tournament in my life. Never done a tournament. B, I've never fished live in my life. So I had those two things going on at the same time. My nerves were through the roof. I tried not to show it too much, but my nerves were up here.
You did?
And to me, the tournament passed by in 10 minutes. It went so fast. When I went back and watched it, I'm like, okay, I remember things going way faster than what the video is showing. It was crazy, and in the midst of all of that, I couldn't believe we were catching fish. I just couldn't get it in my mind that we're ahead of everybody. I can't believe what's going on right now. it was an insane experience for me being a rookie coming into this.
Jeremy, can you hear me, Jeremy?
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of lag here and there. I don't know if it's because we have so many or if it's on people's
I
side.
can
but
hear you, KB.
a little bit.
I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to have to get out of the chat here in a second because the reception around here ain't too good. I think my phone's overheating again.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say good night.
Right quick, Jeremy, before you get off of here, if you were catching fish left to right, you didn't have time to think about being nervous.
That's what I was thinking, K&B.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I wanted to congratulate him too before he left. So if you're out there in the chat, congratulations again, Creel. Yeah, he was a busy man when he was getting those fish. It was a surprise he was getting a lot of that stuff that he did. He did a great job.
I can talk a minute.
I tell you what, for that being his first time,
hey, Sonny.
Well, he's just saying, but for that being his first time fishing live, he did a fantastic jam up job.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
That's right. Sonny's wanting to say something.
I think our biggest challenge was, number one, we had problems with the boat light to begin with. So we got some redneck ingenuity in on that to get out on the water. And then we get out on the water. We're worried about signal. It was so windy. We were back in coves to stay off the main lake. And that's the first time I'd ever fished live on YouTube. You know, I've been live on Facebook before. But my biggest fear was if I don't catch a fish on live, I'm going to, you know, it's going to make you feel like a failure or embarrassing. You know, but
you would never heard the end of it from me. Sonny.
Oh, I know I wouldn't have. But if
we're talking shirts, bumper stickers, window decals.
If you go back and you watch that video right at the very beginning when we were baiting our lines, when I threw that line out that I got that 42 on, I looked at my wife and I said, "We're going big or going home," and we went big. And I'm glad it happened, you know.
Well, it definitely paid off. You guys did an awesome job.
And the wife was very nervous about it. She didn't like being on camera anyway, but she was pretty nervous about it. She's nervous now, you know.
Well, she did a great job too.
You did wonderful.
Thank you.
If it wasn't for you, he wouldn't have got that fish.
That's right.
and then when everything got said and done, we were on the north side of the causeway away from the wind when the tournament ended. When we went to go back across the lake, we had to go against 4-foot rollers. So, I mean, we had to go all the way south against the waves, and then we had to cut back to come with the waves to get to the ramp. But before we started going back to the ramp, we seen all the seagulls going, and I had one bait pole on the boat. So the wife, I did a live feed on Facebook. Now, if we'd been doing numbers of any fish, she would have whipped us all because she caught like 35 white bass.
You still think she could have beat Dockery and his drum-to-drum drums?
Oh, yeah.
Every time I think of it, there's all kinds of memes coming. FYI,
there are. Yes, I've already know. No, we ended up about 20 of those, about 20 of the drum. So I was thinking, man, if these things had just a little small whiskers, man, I would have counted them, but just didn't work out that way.
Well, she caught about 35 white bass, but we just up and quit. We could have kept going, and she was catching them about every cast.
So in other words, I know where to come back.
So the wife brought up a good point of what
What? Uh-oh, we lost the host.
No. Lost the host.
Doctor, this is your cue, son.
I'm here.
But I vote we do a panfish tournament. I think that would be a
Yeah, I don't know with StreamYard with having this.
He keeps cutting in and out.
Yeah, I think StreamYard, even though it allows you to have 10 in here, might not actually support 10 yet.
All right, sounds good. Well, I had a blast. It was fun helping host and everything. I'm going to step out so you guys can have the bandwidth. Great job, Chad. Great job, Creel. Great job, everybody. You guys have a wonderful night.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
And then there were 6.
I've got Ohio Catfish Chasers is spinning in here. I don't know if you guys can see him or not, but hopefully I'm starting to, there now there's 6. All right, and I also got JP3 hanging out in the back. We're gonna give him a good reaming here in a few minutes. I see him smiling down there. So talking about what can we do different, but what can we do to improve this next year is more of what I'm also looking at, right? What can we do to make it even better as we not only do it next year, but if we come up with some other ideas, which my wheels have been turning in my little bit of free time. But what do you guys think?
Well, I think we should do a panfish one too, sometime. But definitely keep your annual like it is. But maybe if there's some way we can get more donations from people or advertise for donations from people beforehand, and then everybody can share it on the Facebooks too, to get more people to come in.
It's called bluegill. Whatever.
Well, I do have something in mind for you there, Sonny. I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
What about you, Christina? Kevin, what do you think that we could improve on to make it even better? And don't say start you out with a 23 fish lead. Kev?
Go ahead, Christina.
One thing that Josh and I had kind of contemplated was maybe have the best from whoever got the most from each week go head to head in a final tournament of champions. And even that best for that week might have been one fish, but everybody's going to have a good day, everyone's going to have a bad day, so you might be able to redeem yourself at the end.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. You got 4 days.
That is a very good idea.
Yeah, 4 days of fishing. You got 4 top dogs of that particular day. So you have a playoff, so to speak, of those 4 top dogs for those 4 days to see who becomes top dog completely. I think that worked.
See if Creel keeps his lead.
Right. Let's have a playoff tournament. How about you?
So you think we do? So if we did the 4 days, if we did the 4 days, those 4 winners, clean slate, and go head to head.
Yep,
I like that. Kevin, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I think.
Or are you just going to stand there and look all GQ? Nah, know your place.
No, I think the only thing
Kevin,
I think the only thing I heard people talk about improvement was just the different.
Go ahead.
It's a cute dog.
Hold on, I'm going to mute him. Both these troublemakers.
I think the only thing people were talking about. I think the only thing people were talking about improving was just the different time zones, and like Central Time. I think it was just Central Time and Eastern Time, but Central Time, you were fishing in the dark, or you were starting in the dark, or twilight, or whatever. Not dawn, not twilight. But and then the East Coasters, that's late for us. So 8 a.m. is kind of late. So that I don't know. I don't know how you would do it. Maybe 2 different start times. But I don't know. I'll let you figure that out. Okay. And then
I do have an idea. Okay.
Yeah, and I just lost my train of thought. But
sorry, my bad.
No, it's not your fault. With all the lagging and everything, I keep losing my train of thought. I think I'm ADHD, so. When I think of it,
what I was thinking while you're trying to get your train of thought. All right, well, you're trying to get your train of thought is maybe doing dedicated days to Central Time, like the Saturday being a Central Time only, the Sunday being East Coast or something like that. Is the problem that I have, you guys, but if it's a lot more to keep up with and a lot longer streaming for me to try to take up my day. I really did enjoy the 6 hours, but if I extended it to 7 or 8 hours, it really puts it hard, especially on the day that I would want to fish, right? So we could also always do something like that, or I did think about an 8 a.m. start for the, instead of the 8 a.m. start, moving it to 9. But like you said, that kind of puts the East Coast people a little bit later, right? Did I just spark your idea?
Well, I just remembered it. But yeah, that's a great way to do it, man. Designate a weekend for Central and a weekend for Eastern. I think that's brilliant. No, what I was thinking of is just something, not an improvement, but just how you can expand on it on the tournament and just have a Fishing with the Chad tournament series where you have different people come in that, maybe some of us wouldn't want to do bluegill fishing. I would, but some people wouldn't. So they wouldn't necessarily do that one. A catfish series or a flathead series or a night fishing series or something like that. And you could build it into a big empire, man. Like the sky is the limit. So I think you really, like Lyle was saying last night and James was saying last night, it could be something huge. And, you wouldn't charge anybody any money, but as your YouTube channel grows, you would receive, it's kind of like would be your viewing hours, and that would be your ad hours. And so you would benefit from it as well. That's just a thought I was having. I don't have a business background, but I've learned business, and I think you have an opportunity to just capitalize on it.
Awesome. We should. Hopefully, Mr. Lyle is still planning on coming in here. We're at the 43-minute mark, but we may go over a little bit. And if any, like I said, if anybody needs to drop or anything like that,
I'm gonna go eat dinner and hang out with Anna, and we'll watch you guys on the big screen. Okay.
All right, buddy. And then I'm thinking FinSeeker TV might be coming in as well. Still haven't heard from Betty or Roger if they're going to be able to make it in. I will go ahead and add this fella right here, who is one of our beautiful Dockery Award winners. I'm sorry, hold on one second.
I just looked over to my right and I saw something that reminded me of K&B.
All right, so we got Mr. Garrett coming in the house too. Betty is almost home. She should be home in the next 15, 20 minutes, and then she will jump on. So, Ohio Catfish Chasers and JP3 joining us. You've heard some of the conversations. I'd like to have your all thoughts on this as well. And there's our favorite Ohio Catfish Chaser, Shelby.
If we did the Couples Challenge for charity and named it that way everybody knows from ahead of time all of our donation, all the donations, all the proceeds go to the charity of the winner's choice. That would be awesome. I mean, that would really, because if that's what we're going to go with and stick with, that would be great.
I like it. Something like that. That'd be cool. Yeah, I would definitely want to keep this as that. What'd she tell you to say, Derek? That I'm the best? Kentucky's better?
No, she said, can we switch spots? She's sitting on the arm of the chair.
No, I meant
I'll break it.
I meant like this. This is my good side.
She's being complicated.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Yeah, but I like it, and I do like to try to keep something of the format that we did. I had the bragging rights for the big fish, and I did not know it was going to turn into a secondary donation, which was just phenomenal. Again, but I want to keep something like that again to where we can maybe donate to more than one charity. Right, Christina?
Sounds great to me.
As long as it sounds great to her, then I'm happy.
The 9 to 3 wouldn't be a bad idea, especially with, I don't know how it would be next year. I know where we were at on the Ohio River being so foggy, so cool, first thing at 8 o'clock. The 9 o'clock would really seem like a good time to kick off.
You just want an extra hour of sleep, you lazy bum.
Hey, I was up on 2 hours of sleep. I was up and I was.
That's why I an hour late for it.
Yeah, right. Let's talk about the late people. Was there anybody on this stream right now that actually showed up on time? There we go. I'm just trying to give a few of them grief. And that's the other thing, trying to find your spot.
You an hour and a half before the show?
You did. I would ask Derek and Shelby some more questions, but I'm not sure that they can talk yet with whatever they're eating. I want to know more of what they're eating. Is it like their boat snack? Is that what this is?
No, we got some, I don't even know, Cajun shrimp boil type thing.
Gotcha.
I'm eating popcorn.
So I'm going to get ready to bring 2 people here in just a second. You're eating some popcorn. So what did you guys like on the, as far as the couples, anything that stood out to you guys, or challenges or anything like that, or things to make it more improved?
My favorite thing, like I said, I think I said on the day of the tournament, was the fish care. You didn't have to worry about a live well, no fish died, nothing like that. It was just quick, easy. No cheating involved. I mean, it was kind of the accountability. I don't know if anybody watches bass fishing. I really don't, but that MLF style bass fishing, I like watching that. It's just a different aspect to it. So that was probably my favorite part about it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the challenge was getting there on time.
I will say that now. Why am I spinning?
I see you fine.
Yeah, the challenge did seem to be getting there on time, but we do not know for sure that the fish that Calvin and Amy Jo caught that did not count. We do not know if that fish indeed lived afterwards.
No.
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear you, Chad. You was cutting out pretty bad.
The fish that K and B, Calvin and Amy Jo, when they caught that they could not keep a signal, we don't know that fish actually survived. Once he figured out that it did not count. What do you say,
Calvin? He might have released
can you confirm to us? I think that fish may have been tracked down and killed.
You've still got him muted.
Oh man, that's
Joe wishes she
awesome.
could mute Calvin like that.
I was like, man. Poor him and Sonny.
All right, I'm unmuted.
What do you say? What do you say, Calvin?
Hey, Joe, I'm over the story. I'm gonna Amy Joe tell the story.
Okay, so once we got the fish in and we were froze, y'all didn't see it. He became this enraged 5-year-old, and he slung that poor fish, I swear, 10 feet up in the air before it landed in the water. I don't know if that fish made it or not. I hope it did, but
At that point, I didn't care.
I was ready to jump off the boat. Yes, I just risked it swimming back to shore because he was not a happy camper at all.
No. You know, and the thing was I was already frustrated. I had already lost right from the beginning, 2 rigs, right from the beginning, you know, of the tournament. Then I'm fighting the wind and I'm fighting the boat. I'm trying to keep my line straight. I'm focused. I'm in tournament mode. You know, I've got this live stream going on behind me. Everybody's seeing what I'm doing. So I'm trying to be as professional as I possibly can. And it's frustrated as real the whole entire time that I'm out there because Creole's killing it. And we're going, I mean, we're everybody else has got fish but us. And I'm like, there's no way in Hades I'm coming in last in this thing. It's just not happening because I know what you and Dockery would have done. And that wasn't happening. I had already planned that. Even if I had to buy fish and show it on film, it wasn't happening. You know. So then that happens. I mean, we wasn't last at this point, but this fish, I mean, this probably weighed, and I say a good fish. I mean, consider, and you know, that was for what it was. I mean, this fish was probably a good 8 pounds. It's a pretty decent fish, and I went Hulk all of a sudden. I just hulked out, and I literally chunked that cat clear across the lake, and just wanted to give up right there. I was done. I mean, you guys heard me say that. But then I had to calm down. And so the best way I could do to calm down was just not say a word. Just keep my back to the camera, try to cool my emotion. And then you, Chad, come up with the idea of having Amy Jo to give me a hug and kiss from you, of all people. Not from her, but from you. And that made my day. I thought it was funny as hell, and that got me back on track.
Well, I had to make sure that you remembered what we were there for. It was for fun. You are my brother as well, and that I love you, and I wanted you to have time and not be frustrated.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that, man. I really do.
For me,
I apologize for that outbreak. Go ahead.
What I just heard was, I caught that fish. I got mad. I ate my red crayon and calmed down.
It happens to the best of us.
It was green.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Real quick, before I tell you my part, real quick, there is some more people that I want to bring in, and I don't know, since I'm the host, that is the reason we're lagging, and I don't have enough bandwidth to keep so many streams going at one time. Which, honey, we need a better internet.
I'm gonna go to bed.
She says we need to move.
I'm going to bed.
All right, Sonny. Good night.
I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna go to bed.
All
You
right.
guys have a good night.
Hey, congrats on big fish of the tournament, bud.
Yeah, that was a
Thank
big
you.
fish, man. Good job.
Oh yeah,
And I
no
want to be
doubt.
a part of this next year.
On that one.
You're in.
All right, good deal. You guys, y'all have a good night.
See ya.
See you, buddy.
Christina,
Yes.
you still good? All right. I've got some more people up in here.
I'm getting hot anyway.
But yeah, so Bye, Sonny. But Calvin, you were not the only one that go through those struggles, and I'm not bringing the guy in right because he had struggles, but I had struggles too, and I muted. And if you would have heard some of the things that I said when my trolling motor batteries both went dead, I hooked my third battery up. It wouldn't work. And I mean, we had 6 rods out the back. We had 4 hanging over. And all of a sudden, my trolling motor dies and the boat starts spinning. I about lost my mind. I had poles going this, or lines going this way and that way, interweaved, wrapped around in the propeller. It was not pretty. So, luckily, I knew where my mute button was before I really got going.
Oh no!
But we don't, but it does. And thankfully, I had my sidekick with. She was like, Calvin would want you to, and she started making out with me and said, "It's that we're having fun." And I don't know why she did it in your name, but I'm just saying, Calvin.
That's one thing I
Lyle
noticed about the tournament.
Stokes. Glad
buddy,
you could
how you
make
doing?
it, sir.
Oh yeah, just sitting here watching. I got to tell you, we had a pretty
Good.
bad day, but after listening to Kevin's day and him whining like a little titty baby, it makes my day seem so much better.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't even get to whine yet.
Start, but you know what? We had a great time. It was a very well-run tournament. I think everybody that watched it was impressed by it. It pretty much, other than some people having trouble with some internet stuff, it was pretty flawless. I thought, it was a lot of fun. Everybody had a good time, and isn't that why we do it to begin with? If you have a bad day, you come back the next time, you kick butt and take names. That's how tournament fishing goes.
It was
Lyle, you really got some of the ladies going when that was fun. Who's talking?
It's about having a good time.
Why
Ain't
I
that
gotta
right,
be a
JP?
tea baby?
Titty baby.
Oh my god.
milk, a little bit of milk dripping down that chin, Calvin.
Lyle, you're gonna make him cry
I'm
again.
gonna get a nameplate to go on his.
Well, Chad, on that
He had
Oh.
quite a few words to say, but we had bad luck the whole day.
You know,
You have to change your
everybody
YouTube channel, Kevin.
Cindy was quick on the button to get
Yes,
me
I
shut
was.
off because that way you guys didn't hear me throw my little titty fit like Kevin did. Because I like you, Chad. I had them too. You know what I
A
mean?
lot of it.
You know, a man can only stand so much stuff going wrong without losing control.
Hey, that's all of us on that first Saturday morning. Chad, you were saying about the shenanigans going on. When I shut off my camera, we're already on our second or third spot, and this is when when you're bank fishing, you get the boat, all your stuff is already in the boat. Well, when you're bank fishing, you're loading up into your vehicle, you're taking the stuff out, you're going to the spot, crack to only be blocked, you're putting it back in, you're getting it back out. This is when we realized that the second or third spot, I'm trying to walk to the dock that I thought was there before I realized it had been washed away. That's when I shut off my camera and stuff. And then eventually I just shut the whole thing off. I was the only one that was on at that point. I was the one that made it on time, but couldn't find the spot on the first Saturday. So I shut it off so that nobody could hear me going,
Yes, and I hear
I shut it off just in time because I was done. I was like,
we're at the end of the show and the truth really does come out.
oh man, I was. But a 50-yard walk is a long walk for me. Now we've done this 3 times already with loading and unloading. What point is this going to end?
Well, you know, before I know you guys try to shut off at a decent time after your thing, but we all need to thank Chad and Dee for what they done, and James helped with some of that. I understand, and Creole, my gosh, he just knocked it out of the park. And Sonny and Sean, man, they killed a big old fish. It don't get a whole lot better than that. 46 pounds, and this was not something that you worked a year on to put together. Realistically, it was kind of put together fairly quick, and everybody just wanted to be a part of it. And it was such a huge success now that we all want to be back in. And our hopes are that we get invited back in after the showing that we had, you know. But it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun.
I hope I'm invited next year.
Don't you mean the last?
Tell them kind of stories, Kevin.
I think we all need to be grandfathered in next year.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess they're going to change the Dockery Award over to the Patriot/JP3 Award. Might have to throw Lyle in there somewhere.
I'm pretty good with that.
Hey, can we have a Titty Baby Award?
No, just two.
What?
Yeah.
I think we get
A what?
Titty Award.
A what?
A Titty Baby Award.
Yeah.
Why don't we just call it the? Why don't we just call it the crayon?
If you haven't
and
noticed,
Award?
well, if you haven't noticed, awards like that do get named after people. So after the first annual is over, we can start coming up with ideas. A Calvin Award for the biggest fit thrown. We have
On camera.
On camera.
The Dockery Award may need to be changed. The Dockery Award may need to be changed. We might have to rename the Big Fish Award. I'm just thinking we might have to come up with some different names for it next year, based off of some of the shenanigans that have been pulled this year. I see Miss Betty Jean Cross is waiting patiently as well in here, so I will get you in just a moment, my dear.
You was asking these other guys what they thought would improve it or change it, or there's not a whole lot of things you can do because it's live. You know, there's a few tweaks here and there that you'll be able to make, but the fact that it's live eliminates so many things that happen in tournaments behind the scenes that is a really a great platform. And I agree that it puts you in the mind of what they do in the bass fishing world. I've been saying this format needed to come for a long time, but until StreamYard come along, none of us had the outlet or the inkling to be able to put it all together. And now we've got it. You used your idea to make it happen. And I think that it is an awesome D.
Oh, God.
Oh, D. But
and you thought she liked you.
I thought so too. But you know, I think this format is really cool to do something with, and I do not think that it needs to be a once a year thing. I think there should be several of them a year. I hope that you've contacted somebody to find out about doing whatever you do to put this together and get it in your name. I think I agree with the panfish tournament. I think that would be a lot of fun. I really do. And I also think that there's a possibility. Now, this is just me talking off the top of my head, but this has a real shot at gentlemen taking kids out and having a kids tournament online, or have them in the boat and have a kids tournament on the boat, on the bank, whatever. And one of the teams, not necessarily fish, but take a child out, whether it be your neighbor kid, your grandkid, your niece, your nephew. And I know James would be on that. I know Sonny Parker would be all over that. And I'm pretty sure I know some other people that would get involved with that. Just a thought. You guys may not be interested in that, but, you know, there's a lot of variables to what you started here. There's really no end to where it could be taken.
You're right. And some of the ideas that people have been throwing around, and I actually talked to Finn Seeker, and he was in here and he was trying to get, but we, bandwidth stuff. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to come back or not to get him back in. But I was running, or I brought up the idea from Sonny Parker about the panfish. He said he also liked that.
Yeah,
and I agree with being able to bring kids into the next ones and such like that, right? And and we have a thing where it don't just have to be the 6 people or the 6 channels or whatever. We got 9 channels that are sitting here right now, right? We could have it to where also Amy Joe versus Calvin on their boat, right? It's all individuals where we might be able to have Dinks Outdoors versus Finn on his channel, all feeding through the same thing against everybody else at the same time.
That's exactly
So there's a lot of different ideas. Like I said, I do have some stuff. I really think a battle of the Ohio River needs to happen where Team Cross versus Team Fields and maybe Muskrat and Norm and whatever. We need to do something like that, right? Show each other who really owns this Ohio River.
I'm
There's
not
the state
driving
versus
to
state.
fish the Ohio River ever again. You can have that over if you want, but I'll never spend the gas money to drive to fish that hole of water ever again.
Well,
Chad, I'll tell you.
Well, this one was because. Go ahead.
For being, not a long-term plan, and it was kind of a couple months in advance. I think everything went great. It was fun. There wasn't much pressure. It was just like a nice, calm, relaxing day on the water. As far as next year for the second annual Couples Challenge, like I said, we won our spot. Me and Jess won our spot. I think it would be good just to go back with what we had, see what we come with next year, maybe a few minor changes, but then maybe in the middle of the summer or in the springtime, throw a second or another challenge out with the kids, like the family challenge would be fun. Our couples with their kids or the neighbor kids, whatever, and take the kids out and have like a family fishing tournament. I think that would be fun. Or Lyle, he could take his great grandkids out.
Funny man.
Wow, shots fired.
Well, Lyle, I mean, I do like that JP3 is already putting his name out there for next year, and that several other people have too, because we do need the guarantee of another Dockery Award winner next year. So thank you, JP, for stepping up and wanting to do it next year as well.
Oh, bless your heart for that. But
I just want to say, Lyle, hang on, Lyle. I just want to say that the bait shop
this internet is
outfished Catfish Weekly.
Oh.
Just saying.
Adam bonfire.
Catfish Weekly.
Can you read between these lines?
The Dockery
Can you read between these lines?
You want to send that text message? You want to send that text message
I would
back
like
to me,
to
Lyle?
do
You
that.
go right ahead
There's a
and do
couple
it,
of
sir.
things here. I know you guys are struggling for bandwidth, and believe me, I tested mine before I got on here, and I got enough for all of you. Say you like that, Chad. But I see that Betty Jean and Brandon's
we
on
definitely.
there. I'm glad to see you back. I hope you took good care of my old buddy Doc while you guys was in Alabama. He's the best. There's no doubt about it. And I know you guys had a blast with him down there.
We did. It was amazing trip. Doc's amazing. So
Tell Brandon to please not give up his day job cutting them logs.
I know we had a good time all the way home. That was
Hey,
fun.
you don't fall asleep that way. Everybody has a good time, and you're raring to go on the next one.
Exactly.
That's just the way it is. Listen, I'm going to get off of here so you guys have a little more bandwidth. Chad D, James, thank you guys so much for putting this tournament on. Although we had some struggles, we had a wonderful time, and Congratulations again to Creo and Sonny for what they did in that tournament. Both of them was absolutely tons of fish and giant fish on top of it. But everybody that was in it, win, lose, or draw, was a trooper. We all had a good time. That's why we do tournament fishing. It's winning or catching fish is a bonus. Having a good time with a bunch of the best people in the sport, that's what makes it worthwhile.
Yes.
Wow, before you go,
sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you for what you taught all of us.
I didn't hear what you said. You broke up.
I'm sorry. I said thank you for what you've taught all of us.
What I what?
Taught us.
Oh,
taught.
What we've learned
you're very
from you.
welcome. You know, we started Catfish Weekly nearly 7 years ago, and there wasn't any other shows on. Now look what we got. You can't go to TV and watch catfish shows maybe once or twice a month. You can go to YouTube now and you can watch people catching catfish every day of the week. You can go to YouTube every night about 7 o'clock Central Time, and you can watch some kind of a show where people are talking about the sport that we love. How we never dreamed that it would ever be the way it is in the catfish industry. And right now, what you guys are doing, all of us right now, is the best that we've come up with. Is there going to be something down the road better? Maybe so. We don't know that. But right now, you can watch catfishing 7 days a week and about any time of the day you want to watch it. All you have to do is turn on YouTube. So we're very happy
Yes,
with
sir.
the way things have turned out. And we've got the best people in the sport behind us.
Oh, wow. There's one video you got to
Absolutely.
have put out.
What's that?
You have to have Cindy do a cinnamon roll video.
That's you talk her into it. I'll be glad to do the eating.
You don't understand how messy that is.
Oh, she's chased me out of that room with a rolling pin more than once. See you guys.
Bye.
See you live.
Yeah.
What's that, Calvin?
My mom was asking who was leaving, and I was just telling her that was Lyle.
Oh, okay. All right. So we got Miss Betty Jean Cross in the house. Stan, what?
Well, I'm just going to give a quick
What's up,
public service announcement. It took me a little while to figure this out. You saw me trying to come in and out. I was going in and out, and I had full Wi-Fi. I had full 4G, and even on the tournament day, my batteries were just shoo, going quick. Well, for those you don't know, I used to work on F-16s back in the 80s, so my hearing is terrible. But I wear Bluetooth. I wear Bluetooth hearing aids. So I'm like, all of a sudden tonight, once I kept going in and out, I took my hearing aids out and shut them off, and it's totally clear. So for everybody that's if you're using Bluetooth on StreamYard, I would not use Bluetooth. Just a little PSA.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm totally clear. Everybody's totally clear, and I'm sitting here getting all annoyed for half the show because I'm like, God dang, I'm full internet. I'm old school. I don't know the technology. So
You sounded like Calvin just now.
Hey, I got my coloring book and crayons right over here. I use them all the time to calm down. He's not the only one. Oh, I need that green, right? I need that green right there. I'm sorry, Betty. Go ahead. You had a beautiful trip. I loved watching all your highlights. It was amazing.
Thank you. So yeah, we had an amazing trip. It was awesome. And I mean, as far as the tournament's concerned, it just didn't work out as planned for us because we ended up taking the trip. So I fished new water, never been there. We got there Saturday at noon. We went bait fishing and just didn't really have time to mark a whole lot of stuff. The hurricane was still going on. Didn't like that.
Calm down, Brandon.
So yeah, we had a lot of challenges, and I knew that was going to be the case, and that's fine. I mean, so we went with it. I wanted to do this, and whatever the end result was is what it was. I think, what did we have, 3 fish? I think yeah, it was 3.
I think so. Yeah.
I caught 3 fish. But that's pretty awesome for new water and never fishing it, and
Absolutely.
yeah, so I was pretty proud of us, and I loved it. I enjoyed it. I mean, I was already on cloud 9 being in Alabama and hanging out with Doc, which who wouldn't be, and it was great, and I can't wait to do it again next year.
Well, 2 things. You got my message telling you that I was jealous. But the other thing, is honestly, I owe you a debt of gratitude for this tournament too, right? I mean, I've mentioned it before, but you are one of the ones that sparked this idea in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I thank you and your friendship that we've created between all of us, and you constantly running your mouth that you and D are going to kick mine and Brandon's butt in fishing is what really sparked this idea. So
we're still going to. That
okay.
Changed.
It don't matter. Just like just like Ohio's better than Kentucky on the Ohio. That's fine. We'll see what happens. But I agree.
No, I'm just picking.
Well, thank you though.
I mean, you know how I am about the whole couples thing. I mean, I absolutely love fishing with Brandon. I fish with my mom too, but my mom's not into catfishing. So, I mean, when it comes to catfishing, it's me and him, and that's our time together, and I love it. And that quality time when you have a passion, when both, when both of you have that passion, it's amazing. And when the couples tournament come about, that hit me hard, because I was like, that's awesome, because so many people in our catfish family are going to get to spend time with their loved one that they don't always get, like Brandon and I do. And I think this is my favorite part, just seeing everybody together with their loved one. I mean, I didn't care if anybody caught a fish or not. Yeah, it was a tournament and everything, but the whole
honestly, I didn't care if any of you all caught fish.
Yeah,
I didn't care if any of you all caught a single thing except for myself. My one fish would have done it for me.
I don't know if anybody heard it, but after I caught mine, I was like, "Oh, thank God!"
Hey, now, Chad, you better be careful. Chad, you better be careful, or else you're going to be tucked in beside Brandon.
Oh, there he is with a syringe.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what? There will be no need for medication tonight. We are going to crash.
I bet you guys are beat.
I am beat. I mean, when you get the opportunity to go fish with Doc Lang, who cares about sleep? You just go from daylight and then till midnight and sleep a couple hours and get up and do it all over again. So
absolutely, I would have been the same exact way.
Exactly. So.
Oh, sorry, everybody. Calvin, can we help you?
He did raise his hand.
Or did I mute
that reference? I was having to hold my hand up. No, I want to. I mean, in a serious note, I mean, I know we're all joking around, but we're being serious at the same time about what's going on. But on a serious note, on a personal note, everybody has seen in the videos my son Kyle. He was in the tournament with us at the Grand Slam whenever we fished the Grand Slam, and he was one of the ones, of course, that pulled in the flathead or helped pull in the flathead catfish. As of today, he is now 18 years old.
Shovelhead.
He is an adult, and I just wanted to say on camera in front of everybody, with him with me, that I'm very proud of the man that he's become.
Damn proud.
Happy birthday, bud.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Nobody?
I sang all day. I can keep on singing.
I'd sing if it wasn't for the lag.
Hey, Calvin, go ahead. Birthday whippings on camera.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get the birthday whippings on camera. Yeah, happy birthday, buddy.
Good.
I sit. Hold on, my wife is dying, but she wanted to say hi to you guys.
Hey guys.
Hi, Dee.
Hey, Dee.
You know, Chad always likes to
Hey.
steal the camera, so
It is my channel.
D, move the camera a little bit. A little bit.
There.
More to the left.
Oh, you want it completely out of it? Okay.
There you a little more. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Come.
I got to give him a warning when you're coming back too. So, but I wanted to tell you all we appreciate you guys all joining and doing the tournament. Know we all had some issues and everything, but I think it went really well and love you guys. Awesome job.
We
love you too.
Thank you.
I did a fantastic job.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry. And guess what? Whoop, whoop, whoop. He's coming back.
Well, thank you for the warning.
Buddy.
What was all this crap you guys were talking about me while she was on here?
Not a thing, Chad.
Well,
I'm totally innocent.
All I've got to say, hold on, is take a look. That's all I got to say.
Oh.
Chad, I won't start
She
nothing.
didn't
but
stand a
somebody-
chance, ladies and gentlemen.
Chad, I won't start nothing, but somebody gave D a number called 1-800.
Oh, we just muted it.
Oh, did you get muted?
Uh-oh.
Y'all are too funny.
Somebody just got muted.
Oh man, that is part of what I love about everybody is the fun that we do have each other. Everybody that did, you're part of the family. And I again, what Dee just said, thank you guys so much. It really meant the world to have you guys involved in this. Even the last minute shenanigans that James Dockery pulled, coming in, and he messed with Lyle and myself all week about his evil plan, all my rule changes and this and that. And luckily,
You had
whatever
it
the plan
coming.
that was fell through. I did. I
Is that
deserved it.
the carp that he caught and glued a few pieces of fishing line to the mouth of it and said, "Hey, look, it's a catfish, guys."
JP3, at least I actually caught a fish too on camera.
I did too. About 2 hours after the show was over. I mean,
yeah, not the same, buddy.
JP3 keeps asking me to come.
I don't think JP3 could have caught a sunburn that day. Hey, Stan, what's up?
Did anybody else hear the Brady Bunch theme going through this whole where you're like,
yeah.
I did.
The whole Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch.
Stan, I said that.
I
earlier
thought
in
about it a
chat
couple times.
I said that earlier in chat saying, "Hey, look, it looks like the Brady Bunch if it was recast with a bunch of unknowns."
I had my hearing aids in and I didn't understand what you were saying.
Nice. Yeah, Betty, I think JP3 wants you to come down there and fish with him so you can maybe teach him how to. I want to apologize too for the chat. For everybody that has been in chat tonight, thank you very much. I know I didn't get the chance to say hi to everybody. It's been a role trying to keep up with everybody that's been on the screen as well. But thank you guys. All of us that did the tournament, it wouldn't have been as successful if with you guys not showing up and rooting people on and enjoying what they were doing. And I know there was a lot of Team Dockeries out there and some Team Patriots, and I know that I had a Rex Blocker and Tim Molina. They were at least on my team. Everybody else seemed to have way more people on their side. The only time that I know there was a lot of people that had Calvin's side up until the time that he started twerking. Then the tide started changing to other people. But you guys did. You guys made it a very memorable experience for sure.
Well, thank you, Chad and Dee, because you guys did all the work.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So
we just had fun.
nothing to do with it. This is all Chad and Dee, and they did one heck of a job, guys. They really enjoyed it.
We just got to go fishing.
There you go. Well, don't expect this to be the last. Like I said, I do have some things in mind. I just really need to have time to think them out before I can do it. I don't want this to be an every week type thing. Obviously, I want it to some thought and some time in between it, but I still want some different ideas that I have, and a lot of them are coming from you guys, right? I know the bank versus boat is on a lot of people's lists, but I really don't think the bank guys can stick with the boat guys. Just throwing that out there. We've seen what Stan and James Dockery did. That was about the extent of what we got. So if that's the bank guys are bringing, I'm not scared about being in my boat.
But if you
I got Creole.
take away Creole, and let's put out the averages. There was only 2 of us bank guys. We averaged 5.5. What was the boat average, including the zeros?
Well, I don't know. A lot of us caught at least 5. So all I know is I was on like the top of my day. That's all I'm saying. Dee and I were at the top of our day. That's all I'm going to say.
We didn't have, Elston wasn't with us. One Ton wasn't with us. There's a Catfish Head Norm, Avid. There's a lot of us bank anglers that, we may let you boat guys have it every now and then, but we may just be holding back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Although, like I said, I think
you're right, and
I think the couples challenge should stay. And if we have something else going on, do it beforehand or something. That way the couples challenge stays there as the annual thing for everybody to get together.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want doing away with the couple show. This will be here next year.
It was a good thing. I loved it.
But I do know that some people that don't have there is some people in our community that that for whatever reason not with their significant other right now, that kind of did feel a little left out, and we've been it's been such a great deal because we've been with our significant others, but they were a little left out, just kind of on the outside watching. So it would be good to have something where everybody's included also. So maybe if we do at least 2 a year, where it's the couples, and then at least something else where everybody's included.
Well, see, Patriot James started doing that for the guys with another instead of a woman or with another.
There you go.
Creole. I still think we should blackball Creole right now next year. Him talking about he can reach that spot from the bank.
Although I don't know if you all saw Ohio Catfisher's last video. He done put my secret spot back out to everybody there. They just put 200,000 catfish in there. That was where I was going to fish next year, but
Oh, I can't believe Cole would even throw that out there against me, man. I thought we were like brothers right now. He's invited me down to his home, going to cook me up some Creole food, and now he's talking about fishing from the bank on me.
Oh, Creole. He's the one you were talking about? Oh, I get the joke now. Thank you.
All right. Trying to think what we got tomorrow night, ladies. Betty. Betty's a mime.
I'm tired. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Go to bed. Rest up. Enjoy the rest of your vacation.
I'm going to go to bed. I didn't want to be rude, so I wanted to tell everybody bye and
Okay.
good night. So,
We love y'all, Betty.
Glad you got to stop by.
Thank you. I'm sorry I was late, but service is just, oh, yeah, just like the couples challenge. So, yeah.
It's Ohio. We get it.
Yeah, it is. And I live in the boondockiest part of Ohio, so yeah. But I love you all.
That's all right.
It was amazing. And
We love you too.
I can't wait to do it next year, and I am going to bed.
Good night. Tell Brandon I said good night.
I will. Here, I'll
Night,
let
buddy.
you- Hold on. There he is.
And there with my dog.
Night, Mr. Ross.
That is a comfy looking ass chair.
Yeah, the dogs were missing us bad, so we've been trying to love on them the whole time too. So, all right, guys, we'll have a great night, and until next time.
Good night, Betty.
See you next time.
Betty.
Was it just me or was Brandon tucked in?
Speaking. I think she's letting him stay up past his normal bedtime tonight. You're killing me, JP. So tomorrow night, so everybody knows, Catfish and Crappie is having the ladies take over his show. That looks like a very, very fun show. I know he has 4 or 5 different ladies that are coming on, including my very own The D. She will be on there to talk. Oh,
Sorry.
what was that?
That was a whistle.
I think Calvin might have tooted. Oh, I thought Calvin passed gas.
No, that's me.
No, it wasn't quite like that.
I wouldn't be sitting.
I mean, I was happy we didn't get to see you or Doc, or you or Mark on tomorrow night. I'd much rather watch the ladies on tomorrow night.
I mean, really, Chad. I've got to go for my Chad Fields haircut to putting a wig on so I can join Mark's show.
That I want to see.
I'm going to be honest with you. You still wouldn't fit in because they catch fish. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night, seriously, and give them, ladies, the support that they deserve. Christina, all the ladies that fished with us over this tournament. There are a lot of great females out there that do get the credit that they do deserve, and I think it would be awesome for us to go up and show up and support them tomorrow night. So
Absolutely.
we are at an hour and a half, and I do love you guys, but if you have anything else, I would ask you to go ahead and say it now.
Okay.
Otherwise, I am exhausted and I am about ready for bed myself. Final words,
Good.
Christina?
I was about to bug out.
Dockery?
Just thank you for putting this together and giving us
Hello.
this opportunity to have a good time.
Right there he is, top left.
You're very
Hey, Chad, I bet I can catch more fish than you.
That sounds like shots
well,
fired.
that ain't saying much.
I know I can catch more than my dad.
Exactly. I would be way
Isn't it
more
bedtime?
scared of you than I would your old man. I like her
to
way
point
more
out-
than you.
I'd also like to point out for
Maybe
all
like
the
get out.
ribbing, for all the jokes, for all the whatever that we gave, even even saying the Dockery Award for somebody that caught no fish. Mr. Dockery has caught fish in every one of his videos, and he was the only one from the bank.
Absolutely.
from the bank, I might add, to catch a grand slam. So,
yes,
he was the only one in the whole thing that caught a grand slam.
That's what I'm saying, from the bank. So I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, it's easy when you're throwing from the bank into a little bucket and catching somebody else's bait.
Yeah, the Mississippi River's
But-
is a really big bucket, let me tell you.
You know, we all razz each other, but still the boaters rock and the bank guys are okay, I guess. But we're all great. Everybody has their own techniques, their own different things. And I think if you go back and look, there were so many different baits, hook setups, boat setups, bank setups. There was tons of different styles of fishing going on. There was great teamwork. There was great, relationships. There was great humor. So I really encourage everyone to watch all 4 our videos from start to finish over and over again. I'm just kidding, but I would go back and watch it. I know we actually did go back and watch the video.
My wife hasn't been on camera since 1997, so thank you. That was amazing that she actually caught a fish. She goes fishing with me all the time because I don't go out by myself, but to actually have her catch a fish to have that memory on, forever, that was amazing. So that made it worthwhile right there.
And that's exactly
what was good is
that was awesome.
How many couples were on there together, didn't argue, didn't fight. It's like everybody was relaxed. The couples were having a great time together, enjoying what they were doing. And Chad, I'll tell you what, because since I bank fish a lot up here, I've been at work, as I'm supposed to be at work. I've been making a few rod holders for bank fishing, and I will send you a picture of the one tomorrow. Yeah, I thought it turned out pretty good. So Bass Pro can eat their heart out because I made this.
And Calvin, I did notice what you're when he said that. You were was you going to say anything else to that, sir?
You all look extremely relaxed and laid back, and you're catching your fish, and Amy Jo's over there cowering in the corner, going, "Please God, don't let him blow up! Please God, don't let him blow up!" And I'm over there just ticking like a time bomb, going, "If I don't catch a freaking fish, I'm gonna throw it right down."
That's exactly what I was going to say. On camera, we all look relaxed and calm. That's why I wasn't on the camera for the first hour and a half.
Yeah, I was not. I was like, I have to catch one fish. All right.
Poor old Calvin said, "Come on,
ladies and gents,
I've done broke a case and a half of crayons."
Prior to all that, I had already threatened to throw every rod in the river. Into the lake, because they kept getting hung up. I was already mad, so it just stood to reason that that was like the straw.
Well, I'm glad that Amy Jo gave you that hug and kiss from me. All right. Again, thank you one last time to each and every one of you guys. We will see you tomorrow night and chat with Catfish and Crappie. Saturday with Norm. Sunday, Palmetto has quite a few different guests on talking about reels. Catfish Weekly is always a pleasure on Monday night. Muskrat Adventures has been having some spectacular guests. We'll be with him on Tuesday night, and Patriot on Wednesday night. So until next week, thank you for stopping by the bait shop and hanging out with us tonight. Everybody, you all have a wonderful night.
Thank you, and Chad. You and D again, Chad. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Night, everybody.
You're welcome.